President Trump made a comment today about the states taking over Medicaid, Medicare, child care, daycare situations. And of course, we recently privatized our Medicaids. And of course, we have Medicare. Part of the Advantage program is privatized. I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on how we need to move forward. The privatization, of course, is resulting in a lot less care. As a provider, it's very difficult to get funding. There's a lot of administrative costs. So I'd really like to have you address kind of where you think we as a state need to go in those services.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime he has an announcement, there's always something that's terrible. So, what's harmful for putting everything on the states is that a state like Oklahoma cannot afford that. I don't know how we're going to be able to take on every federal program that the federal government is supposed to walk along states with. You know, the threat of SNAP as well. So, you know, with SNAP alone, and I'm going to get to Medicare, I just want to, you know, put a comparison out there that if we don't fix our error rate around the SNAP application process, if we don't get to 6% error rate, the state's going to have to take on a $250 million administrative cost. We cannot do that. Also, with the Medicaid changes that were already made through H.R. 1, with changing what the state would put up versus what the federal government, that is a stress on us. Now, my Republican colleagues would tell you that that's why they want to move Medicaid out of the Constitution and into state statute. The problem is it gives them a little too much flexibility to potentially even end Medicaid. If the states are in charge of that, that would be my fear. And so, what we're going to have to do, you know, should I become governor, the reality is this: I will have to work with the Republican legislature, hopefully not a super majority, hopefully just a majority. We flip a few more seats along the way. But we're going to have real conversations, and this is all about prioritization on where we put our tax dollars. We're going to have to reconsider, you know, all of these tax incentives and tax exemptions, because everyone assumes, oh, you're a Democrat, you want to make these investments, that means you want to increase taxes. No, I think we have the revenue. It's just reprioritizing where that revenue is going to go. I just think we're going to be in a world of hurt, and what I can tell you, I don't have a perfect plan outlined at this moment. But what I can tell you is that I know how to work with Republicans. I have had to work on the other side of the aisle. One thing that these gubernatorial candidates, they have never had the experience, is had to earn the support and move their ideas forward by earning Democratic approval. And so I have had to work with Republicans to get bills signed by Governor Stitt, by Governor Fallon, and so I know how to do that. And when I came into the legislature, when we had that $1.5 billion budget deficit, there were tons of revenue packages that were put forth, and it had to be bipartisan because there were more Democrats at the time, and you had enough no-tax Republicans, and so we were able to build a coalition to figure out a way to raise revenue. So that would be my plan if this ends up all falling on the state, is building a coalition of lawmakers who I know want to protect their hospitals, want to keep providers and doctors in their communities, to figure out how do we keep our healthcare system protected. In terms of privatization, I'm not interested in privatizing every aspect of government. For some reason, this is what Republicans want to do, not just healthcare, but our roads, our schools, you know, sending all of our tax dollars, our, you know, these private school vouchers that divert money from public schools and send them to private schools. You're all subsidizing the wealthiest families in my district, by the way, that already sent their kids to private schools. Beyond that, so not privatizing. That is not a priority for me, and figuring out how we use our tax dollars and have oversight over them and protect the very core functions of government that we know help people prosper and help our communities prosper.